took a trip to Harlem, New York, my grandfather's first instinct was to gravitate towards the piano, which is no different from how he is at his own house. And I wanted to know where that started.
I played the piano maybe from 7 or 8 to maybe 13. Then my father bought me a clarinet. And then about 15, he bought me an alto saxophone. So from about 15 on, I played the clarinet and the alto saxophone, but I didn't play the piano. I only started playing the piano regularly when we moved to Windows.
It was clear the piano and other instruments played a large role in my grandfather's upbringing, so I wanted to know how it influenced him.
It has caused my appreciation of music generally to broaden, and my appetite for music, I guess, has increased as a result of my continued interest in playing the piano. The more and more I have played the piano, the more I have appreciated.
Now that my grandfather is what I like to call loosely retired, I can understand why he can spend hours playing his beloved music. However, it's important to understand that wherein now my grandfather certainly has more leisure time, he's done a lot to get to this point. And so I delved into his impressive career.
I was a circuit judge for 22 years, and that I have been a mediator for 14 years. While the most significant part of my career, I probably wouldn't even share with them, that was the time I was on the Supreme Court. And that was significant in that it broke barriers. I was on the Supreme Court, appointed to the Supreme Court in 1980. I spent a short period of time on the Supreme Court. However, I enjoyed my time as a circuit judge, and I enjoyed my time as a mediator more.
So your friend Bill Gibbons, now General Gibbons, invites you to dinner at Grisani's and gives you news you never expected to hear in your life, which is the governor of Tennessee would like to appoint you to the Tennessee Supreme Court.
Correct.
And your reaction to that was?
I'm not sure even that I even knew enough to even have a reaction. Other than after it soaked in, I think I was shocked and overwhelmed, and so I had to gather my thoughts and say, well, I need to talk to some folk about this.
As a man with feats as incredible as these, I wanted to know what the most fulfilling part of his career was.
Well, to be a role model, to have been a role model, or I guess to continue to be a role model, and the fact that in every stage of my career, I sort of transitioned from one position or one activity to the other when I felt like I was still on the top of my game.
In order to get a better understanding of who my grandfather is now, I took it all the way back to his childhood for more insight.
My first memory is that I don't remember I don't remember. You know, having said that, we lived on Clark Place. It was a 1 block long street, and I remember when the first person household bought a television. I remember when the first person had a car. I'm sure those were not my first memories, but those stick out. My father used to tell me, and I guess many parents tell their children, that they can do anything that they want to do and they set their mind to do. And at that time, most of us believed whatever our parents said. I left home, I left Memphis feeling that I could do anything that I wanted to do. I would share that with I probably did share with my 2 children, and I'm sure I shared with my 5 grandchildren.
And finally, on the subject of imparting wisdom on the family, I asked my grandfather what he would want his grandchildren to take away from talks with him.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right, Brother Lisa.
Oh, that's a good question. I think to be focused, to be ambitious, and to be non-judgmental, whether it be whatever it is, to have an open mind with regard to your career, have an open mind with regard to just about everything that you will be exposed to in your life. Some of those things you're going to like and some things you're going to dislike, but at least go into them with an open mind.
It is clear to me that my grandfather is an incredibly complex and resilient man. He has a new story whenever you talk to him, and a new life lesson along with it. He cares for his family, his friends, his travel experiences, his career, and his piano. And if you weren't aware by now, George Henry Brown Jr. is certainly a force to be reckoned with.
You didn't get any sound, you just got what they call a B-roll now.